You know what? I don't yeah, for some reason, crescent moon. Now I didn't even notice. I don't pay attention to that shit. Astrology. When I was a kid, you don't fuck around with astrology. You know, I guess yeah, it's paganism. But when I was a kid, they didn't say that. Basically, in a black household in the '80s, mess around with in the newspaper, the Aries, this and that, the Leo. And you're like, what? Because I was really finna say something totally different, but I just happened to look up. But you're like, why? Because some reason that reminds me of Muslims. Yeah, it's a crescent. It's like this crescent moon and da 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 da. I was finna just start talking shit. I really was. Yeah, I can't help but see. It's a crescent moon. I don't know nothing about the tides and the witchcraft. The crescent moon and the full moon, half moon, and da da da. I don't know. Yeah, I was taught better than that. You don't fuck around with that shit. You did. They didn't have to go into detail. That's what I'm saying. I really don't have no detail about it. Basically, it's just don't fuck with it. That's the only detail I need. And like the Muslims, what does they have? Look, whatever. Anyway, cause that's what I came out here for. You know, but you know, as a kid who learned about science in middle school, now I was basically coming out here to freestyle. You know how they say violence and crime goes up on a full moon when there's a full moon, and the waves. Yeah, exactly. The surfers they love a full moon. We all seen Bodie and Point Break, the original. Not did they read whatever Point Break. That's another one. We skipped class, and rented Point Break, right? Everybody, the ex president, da da da. But I thought about it years later. Yeah, that once in a lifetime. But years later, they're like, "Oh, it's a full moon. There's more people act crazy, and more crime, and basically it's Democrat devil worshiper shit." But at the same time, I thought, technically there might be a scientific uh, explanation for the full moon crimes, right? The moon. That's what I was thinking about. How the waves get bigger because the moon is the pulling the gravity. All right, so and it's pulling, and the waves are bigger. Full moon, all the surfers they go around the world, Hawaii, Australia. They chasing the biggest wave. Whatever. Bodie and this bitch, and Bodie and Keanu Reeves chasing this nigga. But anyway, I'm serious, right? What I thought maybe why it's more crime on the full moon. And then you also got, we all, for since we was little kids, the German, and it's always Germans. Remember, Hansel and Gretel, da da da, the werewolf, the what's the Brothers Grimm. All right, so but yeah, and we all, we're modern day educated people, even as kids. That's what I'm saying. We don't believe in that shit. Blah 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 blah. And I say blah 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 because technically, as a Christian, I think the motherfuckers actually do exist. They just been hiding. They realized these niggas crazy. They thought I'm a werewolf, a vampire. These fucking Christians are crazy. That's when they started. Hey, we better chill. You know. But anyway, and see now, yeah, disappeared behind the cloud. But anyway, so now I'm going back to regular science as far as the gravity of the full moon and its bigger waves. And then they're like, oh, and da da da. Because matter of fact, and sometimes it's people in LA, maybe in movies, who work in the emergency room. We get more violence, since the 90s, since my generation, 91, 92. they get more people in the emergency room every full moon, right? And so they're trying to like, say it's something that they're nurses, doctors, they're scientists, especially doctors. But okay, I'm getting to the point how I kind of figured it out. If you're just going by science, the full moon pulls the waves bigger. So people who I don't know who are prone to something, violence, full moon pulls all of us. We're 90. What are we? 70% water. Remember you learned that in grade school or middle school. And so the water is pulling the water more to our brains in a certain spot. This is just my theory. And so on a full moon night, the niggas that's prone and bitches, the bitches too, whatever, women and men who's prone, we gotta be equal to violence. It may be, and as you learned as a kid, different spots in the brain, and that I remember in middle school, you actually saw an actual brain. Whether in like seventh grade, they had the brain in science class, blah blah blah. But my point is, I thought about it like maybe a certain the when it's a full moon, the gravity just like a wave, the waves are bigger. You're like, so you're saying, so like I'm standing right now, so in your head maybe it's just a micro millimeter or whatever it's called, so small it's unable to be measured, but it's in human brain physiology. What I'm saying, I don't know. I just thought about it. It's just so much. It's enough to, full moon. Motherfuckers get violent because the brain, the water in your body is pulling a little bit more up. That's all I thought about. It's just so. And I just say all this shit right now just to fuck with these niggas, cause they're everything I say makes them mad. Oh, you think you're smarter, better than me, and da da da. Just retarded shit. Yeah, whatever. Or retarded. I ain't gonna say. Yeah, I say retarded from now, unless that's why my videos still are. You know, trying to upload. I'm like nothing I say. I never said. This is fact. We're Christians. It's like, hey, fact is science, science, science. We have faith. You can't prove it. That's why we don't care. That's why you're mad. You can't prove it scientifically. We have faith. I feel bad for you, seriously, but you can't understand. But anyway, and you notice they're always nerds. Whatever. I'm gonna go into that. Why are we always, good looking? And y'all science and facts people are nerds and not good looking, unattractive. Hey, God is real. Well, that's why we got. I don't know. Like I said, literally, it tells that I'm not. I'll ask. I guess. Just like you can ask when you see God, when you see your Maker, Judgment Day, whether you believe in Christianity or not, in our beliefs, you gonna see him one day. You ask, like, why did you make me? And it's like, well, if you was a pleasant person, maybe you not being physically attractive would have, you know, offset. But no, it's like you're unpleasant to look at, and you're unpleasant to be around. You're a nerd. So it's all. I just wanted to fuck with them some more. I'm out of here.